Hello and welcome to episode 13 of chapter 1. We're already off topic. 3 women, 1 podcast. All the Christmas cheer with a dash of ho-ho homicide this week. I'm Mary.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Elizabeth.
And tonight we are going to be discussing The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter, or at least the first half of it. But first, what are we having? Which, if you notice, we're all together again! Best time of the year!
Yeah, yes. I am having, we are both having, Mary and I are having a cinnamon tea with some brown sugar cinnamon in it with a dash of cinnamon creamer.
A lot of cinnamon happening.
All the cinnamon.
I'm having pumpkin.
She has
You're so stuck in the fall, aren't you?
It's a brown.
Still in my fall era.
Well, she really liked that latte that I made. It's a brown sugar pumpkin latte. It is tasty. I mean, to be fair, it's very good.
And then we're also, Catherine went all out. Like, look at that platter. Like, look at all of the desserts. Look, all of them.
I didn't make those. That was
but they're there.
They're just left over from
Little
our
Debbie
pantry.
took care of those.
Little Debbie helped out.
But we got some chocolate chip. We got some homemade
chocolate chips,
And-
homemade gingerbread.
and then we got some Milano. Because you can't have a cookie tray without Milano. So
We were just gonna have the gingerbread men, but
we discovered like 3 seconds ago that I apparently don't like ginger.
She's never had gingerbread before.
To be fair, I don't like anything ginger. I don't like ginger ale. I don't like ginger beer. I don't like ginger.
Well, I asked. I was like, "Do you?"
I really don't like ginger tea. That's nasty. It tastes like burning on your tongue.
Ginger has to be a certain type of ginger for me to be down with it. I don't love ginger beer, but I do like gingerbread. But I had asked her, I was like, "Well, do you like gingerbread?" She's like, "I've never had it." And then there was this whole, I was like, "I can make chocolate chip cookies." And then she was like, "Let me just try one." And then she tried it and she chewed it for like years. You could tell that she was trying to
She was trying to like it.
she's trying to like it.
Yeah.
And then
But I think if I enjoyed gingerbread, they would be really, really good gingerbread. Because they're nice and soft.
well, Elizabeth liked it. I think they're good.
And the frosting's amazing.
It's okay. Now we know. We've learned.
We have learned.
We've learned. That won't be good going in a cookie box for you.
I love that you made gingerbread man. With that.
They don't have the tattoos.
No,
No.
they don't. Well, they have to be. Yeah, I know. You had options. I could do a glaze or I could do a royal icing. And if I did a royal icing, then I would have to spend all this time piping it and making the faces. And
It's a running joke because one of her favorite books of all time
But she
is,
DNF'd.
is a sentient gingerbread man baker romance.
I DNF'd that like 12% in. It was the worst.
Top read of the year, don't let her lie.
No. It was the worst.
It was Christmas themed.
Yeah. I was like, ooh.
Her whole house is just going to be gingerbread men now. It's going to be a whole thing.
The boys were really excited about doing the gingerbread men. I think they wanted to do the faces, which would have been fine, except like the royal icing and like I don't even know how much food coloring I have, and it already took hours to get to that point, and I was like,
If I did enjoy a gingerbread cookie, how fun would it be? So like every MMC in these fantasy ones always end up having like these crazy tattoos, right? Rowan's got like these markings, and then you've got Rhysand's markings on his like knees and like all his other ones. We could do all the different.
oh my god, that'd be hard. We could probably just do that with sugar cookies though and make them into men.
Not true.
And you'd eat
I
that.
love a sugar cookie. Mm-hmm. I'm down for a sugar cookie. But if I'm doing my math right, also, I believe Merry Christmas Eve.
Really?
Yeah.
Because Christmas is on a Thursday.
Wednesday?
Nope.
No,
this
Thursday.
is Christmas Eve.
Christmas
Yeah.
Eve is
And
on
then-
a Wednesday.
So this will drop on Christmas Eve.
Oh, well, cool.
So
Love that. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
You
Hope-
filthy
hope
animals.
Santa brings you a lot of books.
A lot
I
of
don't
books.
think Santa's gonna bring me a lot of books.
So, fun
It'd be
fact.
nice.
I always see everybody who gets those like the Advent book things where like it's like a box of books for like some of them are like 24. It's like an advent calendar. They open one each day. And then I've seen others that's like a 12-month thing. They do 12 books. And they open one each month of the year. My husband would 100% do that for me. It's just he wouldn't know. But his thing would be is like, I don't know what books to get you.
Right. That would be
because I don't want to get you something you wouldn't read or you wouldn't enjoy or what you've
100%.
already read.
had.
I have a huge mix because
That
I've
would be
got
James.
books that I've gotten physical copies. I've done some Audible, like audio books, and I have some Kindle books. So, like, even if he scoured my shelves, which you can't do right now because all my books are in boxes because we're waiting on our library to finish getting built. So, like, he can't even. It would be hard for him to do that. So I did it myself. And
That's really cute, though.
I need to do it to get through my TBR.
That's what I was really kind of doing it for. It's a
Yes.
mix of stuff from my TBR plus books that I had wanted to get, and I found them like through.
It's books I wanted to get, and I found them.
Well, they were like on the remainder sites where you can get them real cheap, and I was like, it's such a deal.
It's legit. That's
on,
how I
Book
buy my
Depot?
books.
No, I
I
didn't
wanted to
book
get.
Outlet because I don't have a
Oh.
business account to do it through.
right.
So, but
Neither do
I did that for a fun, and I'm gonna wrap them in craft paper, so I'll know what books are in the whole grouping. But once I wrap them, I'm gonna like kind of like mix them up, and then I'll number them and decorate them,
Ooh.
and so I won't know which book I'm getting each month, like which one I'm opening. So
That's exciting.
it'll be fun.
James got me a Christmas present, and he ordered it online. And he
We
told
can
me
show it off. I see it.
he told me he said, "Hey, there's a package coming for you tomorrow." And
This is how Amazon shipped it. You'll never know what's inside. It's a real surprise. Apparently, Amazon can't manage to spend the whatever it costs for a cardboard box.
yeah.
They're really going green this year.
he
And the
told
side, yeah.
he told me, he said, "Hey, I ordered you." He said, "It's something super small." He said,
It's real
'cause
cute.
He was like, "It's nothing huge." He said, "But it is for you." And he was like, "So don't open it when it comes." And I was like, "No problem." So the next day, Mary was here, and I was like, "Oh, someone did drop off a package." And I was like, "Well, I won't open it, but I'll still know what it is." He came home, and I was like, "I followed your instructions to the letter."
Not her fault.
And he was like, "Man."
It's like best laid plans.
So
Come on, Amazon.
I know.
And for the holiday season, too, of all times to do
Where
that.
are your brown boxes?
I
What
know.
is that?
It's like, it's what you get from ordering from Amazon, I suppose. It was a sweet gesture.
Okay, so
Already loving this 10 times better.
we have been reading The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, and if you've hit on any of our other episodes, we've kind of talked about, we've already read this because we're huge Allie Carter fans, and super enjoyed it, and we've been talking about doing a couple holiday themed books. And I'll be honest, I'm not a holiday book girly. I'm not going to be one to pick up the fall themed or the Christmas themed like romance or whatever. I don't love them for whatever. I don't know. It's just not my jam. Plus, it limits you to when you want to read it because I'm not going to read this in July. Although this one I would because it's fantastic. So,
It's very good. I'm already loving it way more than He Sees You When You're Sleeping.
but when we were thinking about getting some, picking some out, she had not read it, and we were super excited for her to read it because I love this one.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Love
It's
it.
so
Or friendship.
No worries. It's so good. I'm loving it. It's giving like
Clue at the
yeah.
beginning a little bit.
It's like you're in the manor. You're introduced to all the players, right?
A little bit like Knives Out, but the person trying to figure it out is not.
I think
like,
the author now has been advertising a little
Yeah.
bit as like Knives Out, but with kissing.
Also, any Family Guy fans, the manor episode,
Oh yeah.
the murder mystery,
The murder mystery.
because like the bridge going out, same thing. Like so it's that, and I always love stuff like that. It's literally like you have this cute little mystery and the romance in it
It's an Agatha Christie Christmas.
It's adorable. It's so cute. I
The banter,
love the
her banter is always amazing.
It's very cute.
And her humor, she's got super good, where it never feels like forced and cringy. Like, it's still silly. Like, a lot of times it's even silly humor. But it's maybe it's just my humor. So other people might be like,
Ethan is adorable.
But I really enjoy her sense of humor. It resonates with me a lot. I always get a kick out of all of hers.
Ethan is a little grumpy.
But so in the very beginning,
Well, actually, I feel like she's more grumpy than Ethan.
She is.
yeah, in the
I
beginning,
feel like in the grumpy sunshine scenario, at least it might swap, but right now she's pretty grumpy and he's pretty soft.
So we meet in the beginning. We meet Maggie. She is an author. She writes cozy mysteries about like a cat who can detect poisons. And she hates Christmas. She is our Scrooge in this story. But I feel like she has a really good reason to hate Christmas. Pretty much her entire life, everything bad that could ever happen always happened around Christmas, right? She's lost her family. She's, like, just anything bad that could happen happens at Christmas time. So she's very, just not a fan of Christmas. Her editor invites her to a Christmas party, which she doesn't want to attend, at the publishing house. And she comes and she gets an envelope. And she kind of jokes that she's like, so you invited me to a Christmas party that I didn't want to go to invite me to another Christmas party that I don't want to go to. But it ends up, she's like, it's from your biggest fan. Mm-hmm. And it's an invitation to go to England for a Christmas. And it's like, they're going to fly her out, private jet, like the whole thing. She thinks it's weird and like has no idea what's happening, but she's intrigued because like, traveling would be fun.
Better than that other Christmas.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, you also are sort of introduced. It's sort of revealed that also she's going through a really tough time because she had been married and she is now divorced, and you find out that her husband left her for her best friend.
And how did he take everything? That doesn't make sense.
She let him. She gave him the house. I think she just walked away.
Oh, okay. I was over here just like,
and it's like kind of revealed, even though she grew up.
Do you have?
She grew up without money, but she was successful enough as a writer. She's not like super famous, but she was successful enough with her series and her backlist and everything that she had enough. She bought the house. She was the sort of the breadwinner. He came from money. But he came from old money, and their family didn't really have money. But he's one of those that like still acts like they have money and is very like uppity and snooty and entitled,
posh,
but actually doesn't have money. So he's a real treat. And then her best friend that she met in college came from money, and was wealthy. So you have that dynamic. She's leaving the party and goes out in the hall and overhears some talking amongst some men, and in the meantime you find out she kind of has a rival within her publishing house. Her rival author is a man named Ethan Wyatt, who's she calls him the leather jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Leather jacket man.
Yeah,
very popular,
and he writes leather jacket books, which is like
not real mystery.
Yeah, they're just like the shoot 'em up, bang bang. It's all action. There's no character development. There's like that's how she perceives him.
He's not aware of this rivalry,
and he's very popular. He's getting his books made into movies. They're getting picked up for like these big book clubs, and there's definitely some like jealousy there for her, and she kind of writes him off as her sworn enemy. And
he doesn't know this.
He does not know this. He's very unaware.
He doesn't even know her name's Maggie. Bless him.
Well.
Oh. He always knew. Sorry.
So
I haven't read this before.
So she overhears in the hallway some of the other men in the publishing house, and they're like, "Did you hear and doing the gossip?" And they're talking about, they're calling her like the Ice Queen. And they were like surprised that she's out, and that with the divorce and the husband leaving her, that like they're just making very like crude remarks about that, and also about her and like what they could do to warm her up, whatever. Ugh. You can tell Ethan's being a little like he's just like
He's a little growly.
When they start talking to him, she describes it as it's almost like he's not paying attention. She thinks she's attributing it to as he's just like above everybody, type thing. But he's just like kind of blowing them off. But then when they mention her, he gets very interested. And then he gets kind of snippy with them when they're being the way they are. So we know.
But then he said that thing like,
but so
I'm
they
not
said,
surprised he left her. Or
yeah.
something
So
like that.
he said, oh, she finally left him when they were discussing that the divorce. He's like, oh, she finally left him, and the people are like, oh no, he left her. And then after those people leave, he like says something under his breath of like, I'm not surprised he left her. And so that's what she hears, and it lives with her all through these chapters. She's just every time she even starts to think about liking him or whatever, that's what she hears in her head. And we know there's more to that.
Yes.
Ugh.
Which will be revealed
I don't want to play anymore.
Which will be revealed not in this group of chapters. But they both of them, so that same publishing house has this like older prolific mystery writer, Eleanor, that they both look up to.
Wait, was he just kidding then? Did I overlook that? Was this a bird transformation thing that I should have caught but missed?
No.
Because he was like acting like he'd never heard of her.
No, he knew who she was.
He was like, "Oh, is she big?" And she was like, "What?" And, like,
he also
out.
knew that Maggie like idolized her.
Oh, okay. So he was just picking.
Yeah.
Sorry. Look, see.
So
I would be the same as Maggie.
So Maggie, after that, is like, I need out of here. She's like, I'm getting on that plane. I'm going to England, right?
Getting out of Dodge.
She boards the private jet, and she gets on board, and then, lo and behold, who else is on that private jet?
Ethan Wyatt.
Well, it wouldn't be a story.
I was trying to think of his last name.
If he wasn't there.
When she saw him, I was like, what? Not Ethan.
Not Ethan.
What a conundrum.
It was real cute, though, because she was talking about how she was, like, they were, like, flying. She's talking about getting out her favorite notebook, and that she'd also had, like, this her backup favorite notebook, and then her backup to her backup, and I was like, that's me.
So a lot of you know we do, like, events. The amount of times that we would go somewhere and she'd be like, crap, it's in my other notebook. She would have like 3 of them. And I don't really know what the rhyme or reason was for what information went into each notebook, but it seemed
it's a feeling. Sometimes it's just a feeling. Like there's the soft notebook and there's like the spiral notebook, and certain things need to go in specific
She wasn't
notebooks.
feeling that we needed the notebook certain times when we needed the notebook. We ended up... But
also, sometimes it's just what I remembered to have on me. So like that's what the notes went in.
Honestly, I love it though. I'm here for it. What was the part?
Also, some notebooks match my outfit, and other notebooks didn't.
Okay, that's adorable. Okay.
Accessorize.
Okay. There was this part though that he. Oh, yeah. She says, and I think we should, if possible, put aside our issues with each other. What issues? His voice sounded different this time, and try to just get along. Maggie ground out the words as the plane roared down the runway. For a split second, she felt almost weightless as they started. What issues? Call a truce. How do you say that? Detente.
Yeah.
Got it the second try. A what?
I realized I always read it in my head and it sounds perfect. And then I started questioning it and I was like, I don't think I've said it out loud.
I've never said it out loud. And then it means a ceasefire. I know what detente means. What I don't know is why you and I need one. Like, he has, like...
No clue that there's, like, the sworn enemies thing happening.
Then he's like, why are you acting like we're enemies? Like, he just has, like, no idea that she's, like, got it in her head that they're, like, you know, these rivals or whatever. I think that was funny. He's like, I'm sorry, what? Marcy?
I have to say, the audiobook, like, how they do these characters and how they portray them... It's just perfect. It is just chef's kiss. Who she had for her narrators.
There's these little cut-in scenes where they're being interviewed by the police,
Yeah.
which are hilarious. The girl that's narrating, she does all the voices, and she does a fantastic job of them not being cringy, but still you can very much tell who each character is. she does accents really well because you're in England and they're near like the Scottish border or Scotland's border, and so like some of them have, you know, heavier accents, and they did such a good job.
Yes.
I feel like if I was that interrogator, I would be like, just kiss already. Jeez. Like, because the back and forth is just very, like, it's like, okay, something's, like, if you know, if I was a detective, and I'm not saying I am, but I am in this moment, because I'm the interrogator, be like, I think something's going on between you two. I'm not saying you're a killer, but something's going on here. Because the chemistry be chemistry-ing.
So they arrive at the English manor, and she's like, she looks at it and she's like, holy crap, because it's like this, like,
Butts up against a national park.
fancy. And then when they get off, she's arguing with Ethan and starts talking about Eleanor, and Ethan's like, yeah, she's like right behind you. And so, of course, Maggie's super starstruck. And then it's really cute because Ethan, like, kind of, like, super helps her.
Yes.
And is making her not be a whole fool of herself.
And she was.
She really was.
Bless her.
She was so awkward.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
And he's just naturally, like, charming, which I know that's hard. When you're social, like, super socially awkward. And so when you're around people who are very outgoing and like socially charming, you're just like, cool. Mm-hmm. It's like it makes you worse. You just become more awkward. You're like, you're like, it must be nice to just have like zero like issues talking to people.
She does fine. I'll say it.
A lot of word salads come out, and then later I'm like, what did I even say? Why did I say that? It's gonna live with me forever.
I do that after
this
every
is why we're
conversation.
friends.
Honestly, thankfully, we can pretty much say whatever within this group, and we're like, yeah.
My husband left me one time at a dinner party.
Oh, I was like, what?
At a dinner party. He was like, I'm going to run to the bathroom. That man disappeared for like an hour. He left me with people.
Was this the sangria night? Was it sangria
it was
or was
wine.
it wine?
I had 2 glasses.
Well, to be fair, there is wine in sangria. I don't know.
It was
why
like big glasses. I don't know. It like loosened the tongue just enough that I was chatty, apparently. I'm pretty sure I traumatized the people I was talking to. There are so many things that should not have been shared were shared.
You know,
I have a lot of horrible memories of saying things that I shouldn't.
They're stuffy. They work in an office. Like, you needed to just give them some material to talk about. I'm sure they had lots to talk about after I left.
I can't even tell you how many times that my own personality has just gotten all up in my way. Because oh God.
Typically, like,
it'll wake me up at night, I'm not kidding.
You know, like, if it's a big crowd of people, I don't know, I'm usually really quiet. And it's not because, like, I don't want to talk to anybody. It's just, like, I'm afraid of what's going to come out. And it's probably not going to be good. So I'm just going to, like, just shut up.
I have the opposite problem. I also worry about that. But then my brain is just like, just say it anyway. Just do it.
You just have natural, like, alcohol in your system.
Yeah,
you're like, natural. Do it, girl.
It's so bad.
Do it.
It's so bad. And in my mind, I'll be like, what are you doing? Stop.
And then don't give her alcohol because the girl's like 3 sips in.
Yeah.
She's real lightweight. 3 sips
much.
in and then she's like, I love you guys so much.
She loves everybody. Hugs all around. All around.
At Olympus, I kept hugging Rachel, and she was just like, okay. I love you so much.
I love how we know you so well. All of us know immediately. We're like, immediately like, so she needs water and possibly like a carb or bread product. Yeah.
I was out on the dance floor with my solo cup and my hunk of bread. It's all good. I love the pictures though of literally me bread in one hand and my drink in the other. I was like, you know what? At least I was being smart.
So Eleanor tells everybody that there's going to be a cocktail party. Don't be late. And she's hosting like a bougie little cocktail party. Maggie goes upstairs and immediately just like zonks out. You know, it's a transatlantic flight. She's tired.
And it was a red eye.
And so Ethan wakes her up. So she's not late. There's a real cute moment of like, you know, she's got to hurry and get dressed, and then he's got to zip up her dress, you know, whatever. But then she's like, get out. So he leaves.
Cute. That was such a cute little moment.
He leaves, Stacey goes downstairs to the cocktail party, and then she goes down there, and she gets called out for being late. But then they realize there's this whole host of characters, and so they're meeting all of these people, which are like relatives, some people that work, like her lawyer is there, Eleanor's lawyer is there,
some doctor.
Yeah, a doctor, and then they meet right away. There's a, like the chauffeur / butler, and then there's Cece, which is, I believe, her niece, but is also her assistant. She's hired her as her assistant. She was apparently like a little lost in her life. She's young.
There's kids.
There's some kids there.
There's some kids.
Kitty, I love Kitty.
Kitty.
I don't care for Rupert.
Well, so Kitty and Rupert are married, and like Rupert's just one of those husbands who just like is
backseat dad.
Yeah.
She's like, Rupert, can you do this? And he's just like, let me just keep drinking. I'm like, will you help her with this gaggle of children that she has? Oh my word.
And they've got a bunch of young kids. She's just run ragged. You're like, you could tell she's.
They got a sword.
She's there the whole time just knitting sweaters. She's like, everybody needs to wear their matching sweaters.
Which is so cute. And I love how that was what she honed in on after things started happening. She was like, this happened and this happened.
She's like,
and no one's wearing the sweaters.
And people are missing. But no,
I feel like she could be Catherine. But Catherine would never settle for a Rupert. Like,
I wish James would. I'm like, I was reading that and I was just like, how did she let you even put that many babies in her? Because, like, ew, he was the worst. I care for him. Please tell me, is there a redemption thing for him, or did he do it? Is he the culprit?
I loved Eleanor. The one time when she's like, "Where are the other children, like the older children?" They're like, "Well, they're with so and so. They are like 37th in line to the throne." And she was like, "I hope you don't expect me to plan 36 murders. That's just too many. I could maybe do 12."
Which, I mean...
And she was like, and then he looked disappointed.
So that was the Duke and Duchess, right?
Yeah. So they do...
and how did they enter into the situation either? That's Rupert's sister, right?
Yeah, I think it's all just relatives of hers.
Yeah.
Which I was...
Friends of the family.
Yeah.
And,
which was curious because, Eleanor's backstory, she grew up like dirt poor.
I'm like, how
she
are
made
you
all her
related
money.
to a duchess? The Duchess was married to the Duke. I'm sure she probably maybe she wasn't of noble blood, whatever.
So they do the cocktails and then they go to a dinner. During the dinner, there's like Eleanor she's like going around and chatting with everybody, and she is like, Maggie, I know a ton about you. And then she hones in on Ethan, and she's like, I've done a bunch of research. I don't know nothing about you. And
suspicious.
He is very charming and yet extremely vague and will not. And apparently has this little spiel where he's like, I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about my characters and for them to speak to themselves. And everybody always goes, and Maggie's just like, she's like, I'm on to your spiel. You do this everywhere. It's the same thing.
Because she's been watching.
Well, they have to do a lot of press tours together. But also she's been watching. She's very aware that he's not a bad-looking man.
She was like checking out his abs on the plane and stuff.
And then he's got that scar.
She's like, where'd you get the scar?
But so there's a round where they go around trying to guess what he was before, and they're a little like out there, like, were you a Navy SEAL? Were you a secret assassin?
Well, I love how someone said were you a dolphin? And he was like, a Navy SEAL. I like that part. They're like, yeah, that one. Can you imagine the Navy dolphins? Granted, if you think of an actual seal, it doesn't necessarily scream, Anyway, go ahead.
So then they go back, they retire to their bedrooms. Maggie couldn't go to sleep because she had napped earlier, which Ethan specifically told her not to nap because he's like, that jet lag's going to get you. And she comes out of her room and
Silent killer.
finds him on the stairs and is like, told you.
What's he doing on the stairs?
I don't know.
Did we ever find out?
I don't know.
That's just weird. Who's just hanging
we
out?
do
She said
find out.
he was laying on the bottom step, and I'm like, so random. It's like you don't even
do find out.
Do we? I
Well,
don't
as when
remember.
you're getting his like point of view.
I'm like,
Because,
you're not-
she's like, you
you
were
don't
doing
live in
this,
this
this,
house.
and this,
Yeah.
and I think he was giving
Maybe,
his excuses.
yeah.
I think it's been a hot
But
minute.
at 12:03, they hear a loud crash, right? And so they go running to figure out what it is. And Cece's standing outside, and Eleanor had left early in the dinner. I did forget that. So Eleanor leaves and says she's going to go write, because she writes every night at the same time, whatever. So she disappears to her office. When they run upstairs to the crash, Cece, the assistant's outside with like her tea, and like a cup had fallen. So you assume that's the crash that you heard, and she's trying to get Eleanor to take the tea, and she's not responding. And so she's like, I'm just going to leave your tea out here, and some music starts playing, some classical music. It turns up real loud. So again, they're just assuming that Eleanor is like, go away, I'm writing, right? And so they leave, and everybody kind of goes to bed. But then the next morning, they get up, and they wake up to everything's blanketed in snow, and a snowstorm had hit. And then they get up, and they're going to have breakfast and everything else, and they realize that Eleanor is missing. And they look all around for her, don't see her. They decide to check the office, which is locked. That's like one of my favorite scenes because they're all arguing about how to find the key. Apparently Eleanor's the only one with a key
Rupert was
to the office.
weirdly pissed about that. Like,
And Ethan the whole time is like,
I like when he kicks in the door.
yeah, he's just like kind of like watching it happen, and then he's just like, he just kicks the door in, and it busts open. He goes, "Oh look, it's unlocked."
I thought that was funny. I like that part too. Rupert was all upset about this key. I don't know. Okay, well, you said you assume that the tea cup falling was the crash, so could it have been something else? Was the crash?
You don't know what the crash was.
We're assuming it was the tea, but we don't know.
Because you see a teacup broken, so you're just
Sorry, you said that
putting
and then
things together.
Okie dokie.
So then everybody decides to like divide and conquer and try to search for Eleanor, because she is now missing.
Well, Ethan decides.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much.
He's the head of this rodeo now somehow.
So Maggie, while she's in the office, decides she thinks she's on to something. She doesn't really clue the reader in, but you know she's kind of inner monologuing that she's like
The wheels are turning.
a dog with a bone. She's on to something. And so she separates from Ethan and wants to do a search by herself. She finds a book, which was her favorite book that Eleanor had written, with a clue in it. And
I love a good clue. Man, I love a good clue in a book. I'm like, that's a clue.
That's a clue.
Remember
And she
that.
realizes that she thinks that this has all just been set up, that Eleanor set this up, and it is a contest. Because one of the other people at the dinner party was another author. So there's 3 authors there. And Eleanor's like in her 80s. Everybody keeps saying she's in her
81.
90s. And Ethan and Maggie get really upset. They're like, 81! Because they're like, she can't walk up these stairs. And they're
She's
like,
90 years old.
So she's like, this is a contest to who can figure this out, because that's who's going to be able to continue Eleanor's mystery series. She's trying to look for her she's going to retire, and she's looking for her next person to take over the series. And she's like, damn it, it's going to be me, because there's no bigger fan of Eleanor than me. Even though Eleanor is also Maggie's biggest fan, which was really cute.
I thought that was adorable, yeah.
So she realizes as she like goes to the window and sees a maze outside, like one of those like English garden mazes, and in the book it references like a labyrinth like maze, and she's like, and that they find a map in there, so she's like, I need to go there next, right? In my mind, all I can see is The Shining, because it's like snow covered, and so like that's all I had to go on.
Yeah.
I've
So
never
physical.
read nor have I seen The Shining.
Oh,
I know.
man, you're
I
missing
know.
out.
I know.
You gotta see them twins
I know you're a Stephen King girl.
and that
so-
ugly
We gotta watch The
carpet.
Shining.
Okay, but
Even
like,
Dwight's seen The
No.
Shining.
Don't see.
okay, well,
He didn't think it was that scary. He said it lacked
Really?
character development for Jack
Everybody.
Nicholson because he said he was crazy. He looked crazy from the get-go, so he didn't feel like it was a big jump.
You didn't see the transition, huh?
No. He said, I felt like Jack
always-
Nicholson was just being Jack
He was
Nicholson.
like, that tracks.
I haven't wanted to watch it because I thought it'd be too scary.
It's not that bad.
Well, it's kind of the point. But it's really not. It's not. It's more psychological than anything. It's a psychological thriller.
Dwight said he thought it was going to be scary. Watched it, and he said it was more of a
Suspenseful?
yes than it was actually scary.
I can do suspense.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll watch it.
So, so she's out in this maze. She ran straight out there, and so she's out there freezing her little tootsies off, and
It's cold.
she's getting lost because she can't figure it out, and she hears footsteps behind her. Lo and behold, it's Ethan.
What?
Who brought her a coat and hat? Which it was, he borrowed Eleanor's coat and hat to bring to her, which was an
That's
important
important.
detail. He brought that out for her, which was super cute, very thoughtful. But they have a little like argument because he's trying to figure out what she's doing out there, and she won't tell him. And he's like, "You know something." And she's like, "You're
She
never
thinks
going to
she knows
figure it
something.
out." And she's feeling super cocky because at this point, again, she thinks the whole thing's just a contest. And she's like, "I got all the clues. You don't know nothing because I know her better than you."
Because
And-
you're just a leather jacket guy.
Yeah. And so she straight up tells him, "You aren't going to be able to figure it out." And he kind of like gets sassy with her, and he's like, "I don't have to figure it out. All I have to do is follow you." And so she gets mad and she leaves. And as she leaves, she's like, "Wow, there's like a car backfiring over there." And then like the snow was tufting up, and then all of a sudden she gets tackled. And Ethan's tackled her and is telling her to stay down and is protecting her. Real
From the car backfire.
and she's like, "Why aren't you letting me up?" And he's like, "You have to wait till the gunshots quit." And she's like, "What gunshots?"
Like, where'd all that snow? It bless her.
She wasn't
Yeah.
really
Little-
situationally aware of what was
Little
happening.
mystery writer.
She was very naive.
To be fair with where they were, where'd the gun come from? They don't have guns there. Just
They
kidding.
have hunting rifles.
They,
You can have
they
hunting
do.
rifles
They have
in England.
guns, but not
And
anyone
especially-
can just get them.
I was going to say,
and
especially
hoard them.
especially the wealthy can have guns.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, they're very particular.
I don't think my mind would.
Yeah, I mean, because when you go there, that's just not what you're thinking
also-
of a drive-by in the country. I'm in
middle
a
of the
state, like in the middle of a snowstorm.
To be fair, I also don't think that I would have automatically thought of a car backfiring either. At the
In the middle of
estate.
nowhere.
In the middle of
In the middle of a
nowhere.
snowstorm,
So
where nobody is able to drive because of the storm.
So Ethan's trying to protect her and decides to like try to hustle her back in the house to keep her safe. Gets her back in the house, and all of a sudden they hear screaming in the house. So then they go investigate that, and they find the other author. I think his name's Sir Jasper. In my mind, I just kept calling him Sherlock because that's how she describes him. It's like very like he's dressed like
Hound
Sherlock
of the
Holmes the whole time.
Baskervilles.
And he's super tall, which is he's described as, which is also super important because
Really?
they find him unconscious,
Well, yeah.
and it's
Oh.
assumed he was poisoned.
I never heard about.
And so at first, they think he was poisoned because people are getting offed, right? Because Eleanor's missing, and now this happens with Sir Jasper. Then an inspector shows up because at this point, Ethan's like, "I'm getting you out of here, girl. Like, it's not safe for us to be here. We gotta go." So he's about to like bundle Maggie up and hit the road when the door opens and an inspector comes in who was a friend of Eleanor's. And he's like, "Yo, the bridge is out and the snow just got really bad and I'm late because I had to walk." So they can't
Poor
leave.
thing.
They're stuck there.
All very interesting. Happens.
And since he's an inspector, he's like, "Wait a minute, what's going on?" And as they're talking with him, they realize the reason they were shooting at Maggie they weren't trying to kill Maggie. It was because she had Eleanor's coat and hat on. They were trying to kill Eleanor, which was good news because that meant Eleanor's not dead yet.
She is missing.
She's
Still
missing. Because they're like, they wouldn't be trying to kill her if they'd already killed her. They realized that while Sir Jasper was poisoned, it was in a teacup that was left out for Eleanor. And the reason he's not dead, he's just unconscious, and that they were able to revive him and he was doing fine after that, was because there wasn't enough dosage for this big old 6'5" man instead of a little tiny 80-year-old woman.
I was going to say she's 81.
So that's sort of where we were at the end of the set of chapters.
What are your thoughts, Catherine? Like,
what do
what's
you
your
think's gonna happen?
official, like,
Do you think
first
it's a
impressions?
contest and this whole thing is just being manipulated by Eleanor? Do you think it's actually a murder? Like, do you think someone's out to get them? Do you think someone's out to get Eleanor?
Okay, well, here's my thing. There's no body. So, as of right now, it's more of a missing...
No body, no crime.
Right, it's more of a missing person. Granted, she's in her 80s, so it's not like, Ethan brought up a good point. She's not like rappelling out the window or anything like that, Where did she go, especially since like the bridge is out and, all of these things. Like, but it's just interesting. But they're butted up against this national park too. But like I said, there's no body, so that's kind of like where I feel like you're kind of in this in-between of, okay, did someone murder her, or is it really just a grand scheme on her part to... But I feel like that would be very, very grand scheme to literally poison someone.
Do you have any theories?
And actually shoot at someone. Maybe it's not that someone's out to get Eleanor, they're out to get the authors. Because, well, no, because that was Eleanor's teacup. I don't know, man.
Do you have a suspect out of everyone that you've met? And do you have...
Well, Rupert's my least favorite, which probably means that he's going to end up being like the really good guy.
It's secretly Kitty, just over there with her knitting needles.
Knitting needles in the library.
I mean, like, are our suspects the people that are there?
Those are the only ones you know.
But you got a lot.
You have plenty. It was the children all along. Little bastards.
Elizabeth hates a child.
She loves children.
It's my number one ick, children.
She loves children. She's just not good with them in books because they're usually used as pawns in weird ways.
Who was that author way back? John Saul. He was like a horror writer, always killed off the kids. Every time. He's like, who needs to die? Children.
You know what? Just get him out the way. Golly.
It's horrible. I mean, Cece would be an interesting one.
Mm-hmm. Who is your favorite, not including the main characters, but who is your favorite side character?
Kitty, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I like Kitty.
I like Kitty. And honestly, I don't know if I like Kitty or if I like Maggie's point of view of Kitty. Because Maggie likes Kitty.
Yeah.
Maggie likes Kitty. She was very delighted by Maggie's kids. Not Maggie's kids, Kitty's kids. And I was like, look at you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You're going to be a mom one day. Check you out, all your little trauma.
Do you like the flashbacks to kind of explaining Maggie's backstory and the best friend and the husband?
What I love about Maggie is that she's this like little prolific mystery writer, but never just assumes that anything bad is happening. Like people actually shooting at her. Just a car backfire. Her husband cheating on her in the same house.
No, they're probably just moving furniture. Just moving the furniture around.
That's all it is. Like she just but then she like looks at Ethan. She's like, "You're never gonna get it because I'm the mystery, whatever." And like, I don't know if you are. You know your poisons, girl. You got that going for you.
Okay, so there's what do you think about the official police interrogations? Like, how do you feel about
Well,
those?
the first one, I was like,
you're like, what is happening? I remember that the first time that I read the book, I was like, what is happening? And
I was like, are they in separate rooms? Are they being asked different questions?
The first time I did the audio,
it makes sense with the audio.
Well, it makes
completely different.
It makes sense in the audio as far, but it's a cold opening to just them in the interrogation room and them going back and forth, and it's fast. Mm-hmm. And you're like, what are we talking? Like, what is happening?
I did find it humorous. Like, I thought it was funny. I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Because they're even
I'm
bantering in there. They're just like bouncing off on, and they're like, shouldn't we be separated?
Honestly, yes, I feel like it because like nothing was making sense that they were saying. Eleanor is an interesting little bird. She says a lot of really cryptic things. She just had that fall.
And a little cane with the dagger in it. I loved it.
Yes, like
And then she's like, I've got another one that shoots poison darts.
And I'm like, girl, you have enough weapons. How did you let
Yeah, you
someone
go to
take
the library, it's just covered in weapons. Like swords and like all these different weapons.
Like, I feel like you could have brandished something at somebody. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's the culprit. Maybe she's the problem. I mean...
Staging the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
It's a theory.
Because she is writing that last book. She just pops up at the end. She's like, all done. Book 100.
How do you feel about Ethan and Maggie?
I really like Ethan and Maggie. I think they're adorable. There's a lot more to Ethan. I'm hoping that we'll find out. Ethan seems to... I feel like this is almost... I don't know for sure, but I feel like this is almost like a he falls first situation, and he's probably been like...
I'm going to say...
down to clown in her direction for a while.
We talked in episode... When we did our Q&A in episode 10... we talked about...
Hopefully he's not a stalker.
We talked about book boyfriends, and I said any Allie Carter, character, but Ethan is the top book boyfriend.
He's great. I love him. He's funny.
Top book boyfriend. As you go through, like, we've only just, like, tapped his surface, and I'm like, as you go through, and you just...
He's
so
funny. I love a guy that's funny. And, like my husband. Super funny. Love
I
it
like
when...
him over the guy in the Blonde Identity. Like, I like Ethan more.
Yes.
I like him.
I also love that his first thought wasn't necessarily to himself. He's like, I'm getting you out.
I really like...
I like that.
I like her male lead in the blonde who comes in from the cold, though.
Okay. I need to read that. I haven't read that.
Him and Ethan are probably pretty battling it out. That one was a little more, like, it's a little slightly, like, less realistic. I feel like overall, as far as, like, book, it's a little bit more outrageous, I feel like. But
I do picture Ethan a little less clean cut than this.
I do, too. In fact, I don't
both
picture
characters... His,
yeah,
I picture a little different.
This is like a very perfectly sculpted jaw and like weird
it's
lips.
Giving like 50s, like Andy Griffith.
Yeah. I picture like a little bit more. Maybe it's just because I like facial hair. I don't know. But like I picture like
Joke's
more...
on you, that's not Ethan, it's Rupert.
That would be fair because Rupert
wearing kitty sweater
for sure. I also love that he wanted to wear the sweaters.
Yeah, he made her put her arms up and just like slams the sweater on
He was
her.
like, we're turtle doves. We match. Oh, that was cute.
Mary kill. Kiss Mary kill.
Oh, like Merry Christmas.
Like Merry Christmas.
Kiss Mary kill.
Who in the house would you kiss Mary kill?
Mary like Mary or Mary like Mary. Like party with.
No, like Mary. Like.
I would kill Rupert.
Yeah, I think we all could say kill Rupert.
I mean, I'm straight, but I feel like Kitty is the most domestic. She's the most like marriage material. I feel like of the group. Is what I'm saying. I'm sure. I don't know. Like, well, no, I was saying, I don't.
Jasper.
Whatever.
No, you're gonna marry Kitty.
Jasper.
Kiss Ethan.
Yeah,
Or
I
you
guess.
gonna kiss the butler? He had a Scottish accent.
Kiss the butler. He's a good one.
Whatever. I don't know. What would you guys do? You pick. Your turn.
I think we yeah.
Y'all agree with me? Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. I feel
I'd kiss the butler and marry Ethan and kill Rupert.
definitely kill Rupert.
Yeah.
Definitely kill Rupert. He sucks. Is he gonna be better, or are we just gonna hate him the whole time?
Elizabeth's like over here, like, I'm gonna kill those kids.
You'll definitely.
I actually the kids don't annoy me because like
They're just kids being kids.
They're kids being kids in a place that's not designed for kids.
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time. We end up taking the kids somewhere, and it's somewhere there's things that like people who decorated or people who put things there, they were not thinking about small kids being there because they didn't have small kids, and that's totally fine. You know what I mean?
I don't even
you have
think
to-
Eleanor minds.
No.
Like, I think she enjoys having the kids there. It's
there's,
livelihood. It brings life to the home.
Yeah, there's a comment that Maggie makes where she looks around. I think it was like after the dinner or something, or and she realizes that everyone there was related to her, or colleagues, or she paid them, like they were employees of hers in some way, and that there was no one there because
They were her friends.
They were her friends. and that this was a woman who was, she wasn't alone. She was surrounded by people, but was still very alone.
Yeah.
She was in that big drafty house and was just a lonely old woman.
Well, she kind of mentioned that she didn't like the house. Like, it was too big.
It's too big.
It was funny because she came, her backstory was she came from nothing, like very, very poor.
Dirt floor.
And so she is very aware of her level of wealth, and she's just like, it's like, I have too much money. Like, I don't need this much money.
It's true. I really, and she also like made this like connection. She was like, maybe she's like me, and I thought that was cool. Which makes sense as to why she wants to like be the next Eleanor kind of thing. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really good. I think it reads really fast. I like the pacing. I think it's funny. I'm having a lot of moments where like all of the little like moments between Ethan and Maggie, I'm like, this is absolutely adorable. I love this so much. And then like the like mystery part of it I love because it's like quintessential old school mystery, and I think that is super cozy for this time of year. I love like even like just the Christmas backdrop of it. I think it's adorable. I love it. 10 out of 10 so far. What I will also say is that it is leaps and bounds above our last Christmas read. If Ethan turns out to be her stalker,
it's not even,
I'm gonna have a problem.
The issue with the last book was not even that like, oh, it was like really poorly written or whatever.
There was no chemistry between the characters.
Right.
These two are just like brimming with it.
Yeah. And the tension is there.
Yes.
And the banter is there. And there's never a moment where I feel like it's boring or it drags or I'm like, what is happening? Why are we doing this?
Exactly. I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a blast.
I'm excited.
I'm
I'm
excited
to finish it too.
I'm
just in time for New Year's. I have to find New Year's stuff for us to wear.
Yes. I think you have a lot of options though, with new things coming out and Brimstone, which I'm
I meant to wear on our heads.
On our heads
for the
New Year's?
episode.
Oh.
Because
Are
it's
we
going to be a
doing
New
that for
Year's.
New Year's?
It's a New Year's Eve episode.
What
We can bring in the new year.
Oh, gosh.
2026. May it be less chaotic than 2025.
Yeah, 2025. I feel like I aged 10 years in 2025.
We lived a lot of life in 2025. There's a lot of ups and a lot of downs.
It was just a whole roller coaster.
It's a real shit show.
A lot of like really great memories coupled with really not great memories. It was very weird. I feel like I cried a lot in 2025. I also feel like I laughed a lot in 2025. It was a whole thing. What are we reading next? We need to decide on that.
We will have to make a list and figure it out.
Elizabeth's got to leave at 8. So.
Yes. It is peak season for Justin, who works at UPS.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
He has to be there at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh.
We live probably 25-ish minutes away from the building, so he's leaving around 1, waking up between 12:30 and 1. I'm going to bed. If I want to see him, I need to be home by 8. Or no, not by 8, by like 8:20, so I can see him a little bit before he goes to bed at 9. Or I won't see him
honestly,
the entire day.
If I was getting up at 1 a.m., I'd be in bed at like 5 in the afternoon.
He sleeps 4 hours?
Yeah, but here's the thing. So he'll go in at like 1:30, and he'll probably work till like 9:30 or 10 a.m. Then he has the rest of the day off.
Oh, that's nice.
So he can nap. And he can
I was
do
over
things.
here like
we love a nap.
And-
doing the math in my head. I'm like,
So
actually, I don't love a nap. I like the idea of a nap. But like also when I nap, I don't nap like normal. Like my husband can nap and like take like a 5-10 minute nap or a 30-minute nap.
Oh, I can never do a 5 or 10.
I'm like a 3-minute nap, or I mean, like a 3-hour knockout. I wake up, I feel like hungover, like my mouth feels dry and my head hurts.
That's how I do it.
And my eyes are like oddly dry.
But I still do it.
I do it too.
Yeah.
But then I feel, and I'm like
I'm too
disoriented. I'm like, where am I?
and grumpy.
Oh yeah.
And when it's
Really
nighttime
grumpy.
in the
I
morning
get
as
really
well as
grumpy.
the evening, have you ever fallen asleep taking a nap and then woke up and
You're
you're
like,
like
what
6
what
on
time
your
is
phone
it?
and you're like, oh my gosh, did I miss it? And it really wasn't the next day. That's a
Yes.
thing.
I don't. If I'm taking a nap, I need someone to wake me up and it be like a power nap situation because
But
if I do it,
But then I get-
30-minute nap.
but see,
because I feel worse
Well,
after only 30
and like
minutes.
the really short naps, like if I'm like, I'm just gonna, like, because my husband's all the time, just take like a 5-minute nap or 10-minute nap.
that.
And he'll try to wake me up, and you want to talk about grumpy. It's like one of the few times I'm a raging bitch. He'll try to wake me up, and I'm like, leave me alone.
I feel
like a toddler, like pulling the
I
covers.
just like can't do naps. I feel like I like to take a nap and sometimes it works out, but I do feel like I always wake up grumpy and with a headache.
I just don't. I usually don't nap. The few times I have, it's because I've been like sick
Exhausted.
or like just totally exhausted. And like afterwards, I almost like mildly regret the nap because again, I'm just like, so I just don't nap. I'll just power through. I'm like, you know what? I need more caffeine.
Sure.
Feel the anxiety.
She was here the other day and I was like, you want some coffee? Sure. And then like she got done with her coffee. I don't even think she didn't even finish
Oh, that
her
was
coffee.
me. We were at your
And
papa's decorating.
No, that was here.
Oh, that was here?
Yeah, on Tuesday. No,
No.
that was
How
yesterday.
did decorating
Monday.
go?
Oh, really well.
Missed you. Freaking
James's fault.
I told James, I was like, how dare you? And I told
Did
him,
he even realize?
I told him what you said about like James is paying me, and he was like, "That's right."
For
He was like,
context,
you know what he told
Like a sugar daddy over there, just like, that's
for
right.
context, it's physical therapy.
He's like, yeah.
My husband is the DOR at a local skilled nursing facility that she also works PRN at, so he was scheduling her.
Yeah.
And we had told her, we were like, you should play hooky.
I'm sick. But
Yeah.
then also show
So
up your granddad's house.
Right. We were like, you need to play hooky so you can
Pretty sure I would
help
get
us
caught.
go. And she was like, but James is paying me.
Yeah.
And I told James this, and he was like, I frankly am appalled that you and Mary would suggest that she play hooky. And I was just like, it builds character.
I'm nothing if not a corrupting influence on people.
That's fair.
I belonged to a writers group at our local library here in town for a while, and my entire job there, I felt like my sole purpose in life was to corrupt the little old men, and I did. I got all of them to write sex scenes and to cuss. I was very proud of myself. I felt like I'd really made it.
I miss Harvey.
I miss Harvey too.
I'm like, speaking of,
I should email him. He could come on the podcast. He's a character.
he'd probably bring pizza.
Bring pizza
Hey.
and a fried cheese product.
He probably would.
Hey, I'm all for it.
I love Harvey. Yeah. So we missed you, but it looks good.
Join us next week as we finish The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. And we do our review and our star rating. And I'll tell you right now, we're going to love it. Again, I already still love it. So.
I'm giving it a 5 halfway through.
And in the meantime, I hope everybody has a safe and wonderful Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And we will see you next week for New Year's Eve.